Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Leah and most of my videos are focused on unsolved crimes and mysteries. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. The case we're going to be talking about today is Richard Allen. I know most of you probably watched the police interviews that lasted for hours. And we also listened to his confessions in the jail calls. And I think most of us probably also watched the original video recorded on the bridge. I saw a lot of YouTube channels sharing their opinions and so on these recordings. And I was watching all of them and I have an opinion of my own. And I also observed some different things during those interviews that I want to share with you. It's creepy and disturbing at the same time, but I am gonna explain as we go along. So if you're ready, let's do this. So the clips I'm gonna show you today is from the police interviews. They might not be in the correct order, but it doesn't actually matter. It's more the content of what's being said and what's being done. I know Richard Allen said he had depression, he has anxiety, and I don't know if it's his anxiety going crazy, but I noticed several times during those interviews that every time the police, they push him into a corner, every time they're like presenting new evidence, catch him in a lie or something like that, he panics and he starts cleaning up. It's happening every single time. He starts moving paper around. He's moving his mobile phone around. He starts picking his clothes for hair, brushing things off. He can't focus at all. It's like he's going into a full-blown panic. Watch this.
I mean, if you get to a point where you think that I need further investigating and you want to get a warrant, that's fine, but I'm not going to have somebody going through my house and everything. Sure. I just want to be honest with you. I guess I'm starting to feel more like your main lead or something here, and I'm not going to do that. I guess like I said, at the point that you think I might have actually done this, then if you want to get a warrant, search my house, my car, my orifices or whatever, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind you looking at my phone or whatever, but, like, yeah. It is what it is, and we are at. So, yeah, I'm not going to have police out going through my house and stuff. That's just not... Am I an angel of a person? No. I mean, I'm like anybody else, and I guess I don't want you... Maybe I don't want you looking at every website I visited and... So I think I'll talk to my wife, and if she's cool with it, then we'll do it.
We have a lot of information here that we need clarification.
Sure.
And that's exactly why we're talking to you at this time.
Well, and that's fine.
So what we want to do is be able to take a look at your cell phone, take a look at all the data, help us out. Yeah, that would be great. Or, conversely, in this situation, we've already talked to your employees, and we already know that and we haven't told them what we know about this. We haven't said anything about that. But they say you're a nice guy.
Okay. Well, I have some questions we can go through here, if you don't mind. And I think we're done. We have some other questions here that we could go through here. And what I could do, want to hear the questions? What does that hurt?
I tried to explain to him that there's no way that a bullet from my gun was at a murder scene, because it didn't happen. I didn't even have my gun that day I went out. You know this isn't something I could do. I know you know that I didn't do this. It had anything to do with it. They talk about scheming or something.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know how did a bullet from your gun get out there?
I don't know.
Because they said it came from our gun.
And then during the interview, Richard, he has his phone on the table all the time, face up. He checks his phone all the time. You can see the light on his phone all the time. He's very relaxed. Just until the point where they say to him they want to look in his phone. They want to collect the data from his phone. Then he panics again. The police officers, they leave the interrogation room. The door doesn't even close before he has his mobile in his hand. He is very focused. It looks like he's deleting a lot of things or hiding things. And I don't know if he's texting someone or he's trying to send whatever he has on his phone to a different device so he's able to delete it from his phone after. It looks completely insane. Try to watch this.
Picture of the car on the So, a couple things I wanted to ask you after I check my phone, just like ringing like crazy. What we would like to do is to be able to confirm some of the information that you give us so far. What we would like to do is to be able to confirm some of the information that you've given us so far, to be able to examine your phone.
So today I'll be showing you how to hide photos on your Pixel 8 or Pixel 8 Pro. Now basically we're hiding them from the gallery so that someone looking through your gallery will not see them photos. Okay, so for this example, let's assume we want to hide these three photos. Okay, this one's at the top, this one, and that one. Okay, so what you want to do is exit out of the Photos app and then go to the Files app, tap on it, and inside the Files app you should see Save Folder. Okay, so that's a default on any Pixel. So let's set up the Save Folder. So to set it up, you need a pin or pattern which you're going to be using to access the Save Folder. It's almost like the secure folder on Samsung phones. So it says all files in Save Folder are protected by a lock. If you forget this lock, it can't be recovered. So just be careful with this. So you can choose pin or pattern. Let's go for pattern, and let me add that pattern, that very sophisticated pattern that obviously no one can guess. And then tap on next, and then confirm the pattern by entering it again and tap on next. And now when you tap on got it, our save folder has been created. Now let's exit out of this save folder, and then still in the Files app there should be a section for images, and here if you check, these are the images in our gallery. So let's select one or more. So I'll select these three images that I said we're going to hide. Now with those three images selected, tap on the three dots and then select Move to Save Folder. So tap on that. Of course, it's going to ask for your save folder pin or pattern, and once you provide that, you can see those images have disappeared from the images list. They are now in the save folder. So let's check them out. Inside the save folder, of course, we'll need a pin, and there they are. So now if you check, even in the gallery in the Photos app, those photos have disappeared. Okay, they're no longer here. They've been saved to the hidden folder.
What were you wearing that day? I mean, you said you put on a jacket. You put on a jacket and blue jeans, and I'm sure I put on a jacket because I think it was still fairly cool that day. I don't think it was super warm. I would have put on a jacket. I don't know. Yeah, what kind of jacket? And then, I've had Carhartt jackets over the years. Color is your jacket? The one was blue, the one was black. Probably back then it would have been a black one. Had a hood built into it. So it was just a black zip up. Anyway, I don't even think it was a Carhartt. I think it was an off-brand, but it was like a Carhartt. I could have worn that. I've had sweatshirts like what you're on today. Hoodies, jackets. I mean, I've got a little bit of everything. Please. Anything else? You maybe headgear or anything like that? Wasn't that cold either. Always kept a hat in my coat, so it would have been like a, I don't know what you call them, skull cap, or just not a big fluffy hat, but a small hat.
The next clip I'm gonna show you was so telling to me, and it helped me convince myself that they have the right guy. You know, when you have a killer, they usually always take souvenirs from the crime scene. They usually join the investigation. They love to watch their own work. They like to remember their crime, going back and remember every single detail about what they did. In this clip I'm going to show you, Richard Allen is sitting in a room with an officer. There's two pictures lying next to him on the table. One picture is a leg of one of the girls with the Richard Allen's bullet lying next to it. The other picture is a picture of his bullet in a really big size. When the officer leaves the room, Richard Allen can't keep his eyes off those crime scene photos. A normal functioning person doesn't like to see pictures of victims, especially if they have been unalived. Richard Allen, he can't keep his eyes off those pictures. The officer is only gone for a few minutes, but I actually counted how many times Richard Allen turned to just stare at those photos. He is 2 times, he's stretching his neck. He starts to clean his hands. It's almost like he's going back, remembering the crime. But I also noticed that he is constantly looking at the cameras in the room. So he knows that he's being recorded. He also knows that the officers, they're gonna see him looking at those pictures all the time. So what does he do? Every time, almost every time he looks at the pictures, he's looking around, just shaking his head. Just shaking his head. But he can't help himself. He has to look again and again and again. Watch this. And after his DNA test, the police officer, he removed the pictures from the table and he leaves the room again. And during the minutes that he's gone, this time you see Richard Allen looking at the table about 2 times. Not 12 times like before, 2 times, because the pictures are gone. There's nothing to study, there's nothing to look at. It is very creepy to me.
It's alright, babe. It's gonna be alright. They're trying to tell me that you actually believe that I did it. And I just can't believe that.
Trying to figure out why there's a bullet out there.
I know. Do you think I'm not? And that's what I told them. I can't explain something I don't understand. I tried to explain to them that there's no way that a bullet from my gun was at a murder scene because it didn't happen. I didn't even have my gun that day I went out. You know me. You know this isn't something I could do. And I know that you know that. You don't have to tell me that, I know. They really think I did this. And they want me to believe that I know you know I didn't do this. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but I'm not going to say something that's not true, and I can't explain something that I don't understand. The only way for me to explain it is that I don't know. Because I'm saying it's not possible. There's no way that a bullet from my gun ended up at a murder scene. I didn't murder anybody. I didn't help somebody murder anybody. You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you. I know you know me. I know you know that I didn't do this. It had anything to do with it. They talk about scheming or something.
Yeah, I don't. How did a bullet from your gun get out there?
I don't know.
Because they said it came from our gun.
I know that's what Believe me, that's what they're telling me.
But how did it get there?
I don't know.
They said there was one in your box above your dresser the match day.
They showed me that picture too. I can't explain it. And I don't...
I can't either. They keep asking me and I don't know how to answer that. It's hard for me to know.
I understand. Me either. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You want to keep asking me and I just keep telling you I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain something that isn't possible. But I know, this is what I do know. I know that no bullet from my gun was connected with a murder in any way, shape, or form. And there's no way a bullet from my gun would have been near Abby and Libby's murder or anything else, because I never even seen those girls. Period. And I didn't even have my gun that day. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make somebody understand. I get what he's saying. I don't have a way to explain it.
And they're like, there's a witness that said it was you out there.
Dear, I don't
And
know
I'm
what...
like, how did they know it was you? So they said they showed her a picture. But I'm like, of course you were out there.
If they see me out there, they see me out there, dear. And I told
Were you
them...
on the bridge?
I told them I was on the bridge. I went out to the first trestle.
Oh, okay.
That first
I
thing
don't
that...
remember you telling me that. You told me, or so I told you weren't on it. But I didn't.
It doesn't... hon, you're not in any trouble. You didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Right.
Huh?
I didn't know you were on it. I'm sorry.
Well, don't worry about it.
You
Hon?
told me you were.
Huh?
You told me you weren't, so I just was...
No. I told you that I walked.
Okay.
I love you, baby. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I know that that's not what I told you. And I love you. They're not going to get away with this. This is exactly what I would never want for you, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to say I did something I didn't do. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I know you know me, and I know you know that I would never do this. All I can say, hon, is you know me. I know, and I know you know me, and I know you. And what they're doing to you right now, I'm not okay with this at all. And they know it, but they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm just sorry you're having to hurt. I'm sorry I'm having to go through it. I mean, how? It's like I told them, the damage is already done. You've already talked to people I work with, you talk to neighbors of mine, and I care about what people think. You know I care about what people think.
I know.
Hell, I have enough trouble not trying to believe that people think. Half the time I just think they think what I'm thinking. You know what I'm talking about. I'm always worried about what Jory thinks, or...
I know.
they're trying to, you know, talk about my anxiety and depression and shit, and, you know, I've tried to explain to them it's been going on for 7, 8 years. Hell, I've had it my whole life. They want me to tell them that I did it, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to admit to something that I didn't do. How stupid is that? I don't care what they do to me. I'm not going to admit to doing something I had nothing to do with. And I'm not going to try to explain something I can't explain, because I don't know. You tell me, because I don't know. I just know that I never even carried the gun unless we were going mushroom hunting, tromping through the woods, or fishing along the river. That's the only time I even carried it for the most part. I never even would have, hell, I haven't carried my gun and I don't even remember a time when I used to carry it. I mean, other than going fishing, like we were going night fishing.
But how did the bullet get out there, honey? I can't understand that.
I told you, I can't either, huh? There's 2 explanations. One is, the bullet didn't come from my gun.
It did, though. I need a couple of sticks on it.
I get that. Then it didn't come from a murder scene. I don't know what else to say. I get that. I get what they're saying. What I'm telling you is, if that bullet came from my gun, there's no way it was found with their investigation for the murders. There's no way. I can't explain something I have no answer for. They want you to think that I done it. That's what this is all about. They want you to come in here and make me believe that you think I did it, and I know you don't. You know me too well. You know I'd never do something like this, or even be involved with something like this. So they're probably going to come and take you away from me and go at me again. So, just tell them you want an attorney, and they'll have to let you leave. Don't worry about me. I'm trying to, I don't know what they're doing. Yes, you do. There is no way that evidence is going to show that I did
Right
this.
fucking here, Reg.
You got one piece of evidence that I can't explain.
Multiple. I'm not showing you my whole fucking hand here.
I don't care. I'm telling you, I'm done talking.
And now you're gonna drag your fucking wife and your daughter through this because you're too fucking bullheaded to get out in front of this and admit that you made a mistake. And whatever the fuck happened out there, we'll never fucking know. Because you're too big of a fucking bullheaded. Go ahead.
So tell you I did something
Tell me
that I didn't do.
the truth, Rick. I don't want to
I've
know
told you the truth and you don't want to hear it.
The evidence tells me otherwise. The evidence clearly indicates you're involved in this.
No, it doesn't.
It fucking does.
It doesn't. I'm telling you that there is no way that a bullet from my gun was used in these murders.
And I'm telling you that we had this fucking round on February the 14th, 2017. It's been secured in a fucking laboratory. And we've tested other guns
I understand
I'm
what you're
telling
saying.
you. I want her to hear this.
I understand what you're saying. What I'm telling you is, I can't explain something I don't understand.
Well, the scientists
It's not
explained it
possible.
for you. The lab analysis and analysts have explained that for you. They're saying that this round, without a doubt, came from your gun.
Then
And
you told me taking it from somewhere else then. Because it's not possible.
I did not take it from somewhere else. It was live in. It was taken as a photograph. You think we fucking went and stole your fucking round and threw it down by a fucking dead girl's foot? This ain't fucking TV. This is realistic.
I understand.
We collected that fucking item on February the 14th. We didn't take it from anywhere else but that fucking scene. And we didn't take your gun from anywhere else. We took it from your fucking
I'm
house.
telling you, I can't explain something.
And I'm telling you, the fucking analysts explain it. You can't get past this.
Can you please let my wife out?
Absolutely. Come on, Kathy.
I love you, baby. Can I kiss her?
Yeah, kiss her. Do the right thing, Kathy. Tell him to do the right thing.
She knows I will.
Yeah, do the right thing.
After his wife Kathy left the room with the officer, Richard Allen is left behind by himself. And after the door closes, he is so angry, he is really aggressive, and he was mumbling something to himself. And I got really curious, so I decided to put on headphones and turn up the volume. And you're never, ever gonna believe what he said. I can't be 100% sure, but I listened to it so many times now that I am 95% sure that I'm correct. First he says, mother effers. Right after that, he said, I will effing unalive them. Shortly after, the officer comes back into the room and he can see the aggressive expression on Richard's face and says, what? And Richard says to him, you're gonna pay for what you just did to my wife. I was like, he just said, I'm gonna effing unalive them. I'm gonna effing kill them. And after the officer comes in, he says to him, you're gonna pay for this, for what you did to my wife. It was a little bit terrifying. Maybe it's just meant as frustration. Maybe it's just him talking to himself. But it's up to you what you think.
Motherfuckers. Fuck with me, but you leave my wife out of this.
That's it for today's video, and I want to thank you all so very much for watching. And until the next one, take care and stay safe. Bye.